fresh fried potatoes, red ripe tomatoes. I ain't never satisfied. I want the frim fram sauce, that also fed. Chef Fi-Fi on the side. Welcome to Robert's Mostyum Cooking Show. I'm so pleased to have this first show of 13. We have 13 chefs from 13 different area restaurants here in the high country. And the first one today is Chef James Welch from Crippen's Country Inn and Restaurant. And I have the honor of working in his kitchen. I want to thank my friends here at Eseeola Lodge. What a lovely kitchen we have to be able to film this show in. So thankful for John Blackburn and his wonderful staff, particularly Deb and Barb, for all their help here. I want to thank Earth Fare, one of the sponsors of the show today. Earth Fare is a supermarket in downtown Boone on East King Street, and I have a cooking school there, a vegetarian cooking school, which will be on June 13th and June 27th, and we will be alternating Mondays from then on. Please feel free to come to one of the vegetarian cooking schools. I'd love to see you there. I look forward to teaching you about vegetarian cooking principles, and you'll be eating some really tasty food. I want to thank Norwood's Commercial Appliances, 898-5446, one of our sponsors today. I appreciate Chip being a part of this show. They provide service to the finest high country restaurants with factory-trained technicians 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They also will design and build you a walk-in in your restaurant and or put in vent hoods for you. Norwood's Commercial Appliances. I'm so thrilled to have Chef James Welch with me today. I've learned so much from him, just from cutting an onion to stirring a soup. And I'm so thrilled to have him come on the show today. Crippen's Country Inn and Restaurant. I want to thank Jimmy Crippen for being a part of this show. Chef James, welcome.
Hi Robert, how you doing?
Doing great. Good to have you on the show today.
Thank you very much.
What you going to cook for us?
We're going to do a sweet Portabello mushroom soup with toasted hazelnuts as a soup, of course. Yes. And then we're going to do a sea scallop sandwich with brown butter vinaigrette. And then we have another dish that everyone that seems to come to the Crippen's always enjoy and request the recipe. So I figured that no better place to do it than on your show.
Awesome.
And it's a horseradish-crusted salmon with wasabi mash, mirin butter, and fried shallots.
You want some good eating? You come to Crippen's Country Inn and Restaurant in Blowing Rock. You'll have this dish, and isn't it wonderful to have Chef James in your living room today? He's going to show you how to do this. You can find the recipes for these on www.mostyum.com. Chef, we'll start with the soup, that Portabello soup. I remember one of the first things that ever happened to me in your restaurant when I first started working was you said strain it, puree it and strain it and add the vermouth to it and season it.
Yes, sir.
We're going to do that today?
Absolutely.
All right. Woohoo! I'm excited. All right.
All right, let's get started.
Okay, where do you begin? You going to cut something up? You're going
yes, sir. We're
get this fire going? What you need to do?
We're going to start with a mise en place.
Mise en place means everything in its place. It's a French term, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Mise en place.
First off, we're going to start with just chopping an onion. All this is, of course, chopped items because you're going to puree it and pass it, as Robert mentioned earlier. A lot of people that come into our restaurant always request this recipe. This is another recipe I decided to put on your show since everyone requested. Might as well let them have it.
I hear that. Very popular.
Yes, sir.
And when I season it, I love tasting it.
I know you do. But like I said, we just chop everything up.
Yes, sir.
We add a little bit of olive oil to our pan.
Okay. Got that flame going.
We're going to throw in the onions and celery, which I said was coarse chopped. We throw a little bit of garlic in there.
That's whole cloves of garlic.
Yes, sir.
And that's going to start cooking up here pretty quickly.
We're going to let that saute anywhere from 5 to 7 minutes till it gets translucent. Then once that's done, we'll add the portobellos, which I'll chop right now as we wait on that to cook. We'd add the chopped mushrooms And you can lightly stir them around.
Okay.
Keep them in the pot.
All right. Keeping them in the pot's a good thing.
And this will take another 2 to 3 minutes. Basically, what we want to do is we're trying to draw the water from the mushrooms. Mushrooms absorb lots of water. And when you actually cook raw mushrooms in a pan itself, you'd want to give the pan stifling hot with oil to add the mushrooms to it. Keep it in the pot to absorb all the water. This would take only 2 to 3 minutes, which on this high heat, it seems to be doing very well, a little faster than I assumed it would be.
Turn it down a little?
No, sir.
Okay.
Then once the mushrooms are got to where we want right now, we're going to add red wine to it. What red wine does is it gives it another distinct flavor. And it not only adds to the mushroom flavor, but also adds to the soup. It's sort of a deglazing. It takes off the bottom of the caramelization of the onions, which bring out sugar, and it actually sweetens the soup.
Awesome.
So we give this another minute. And that looks good. And then what we're going to do there is we're basically going to add our heavy cream.
Heavy cream. Staple in our kitchen.
Yes, it is. We go through lots of heavy cream. And
Great
then a little
taste.
half and half, because heavy cream, what it is it's so heavy that you want something to thin out, so we thin it out with a little half and half. Basically, we add 1 to 2 ratio, and we would let this simmer from anywhere from 17 to 22 minutes. And once that has simmered, we will puree it, strain it, and we will serve it.
Cool. We'll take a commercial break now, and we'll be right back. Today's show is brought to you by the Country Gourmet, and I want to thank Betsy Morrell, the owner that's been there more than 30 years, for allowing me to use this beautiful tablecloth that's stain-proof, and I'm just wiping off some of these spots that we got on during the first part of this show. You can get in touch with Betsy at 963-5269. She's found in the Green Mansions Village in Foscoe. They have over 105,000 items for your kitchen. They have anything you want for your kitchen. If they don't have it, they'll get it for you. Betsy Morrell and her knowledgeable staff are very friendly. The Country Gourmet in the Green Mansions Village in Foscoe. The Tin Can. It's the middle of downtown Boone Market, 264-0556. They're open late, 7 days a week. Also sponsoring today's show is Joe's Italian Kitchen in the Boone Heights Shopping Center near the Burger King. You can contact Joe at 263-9200. Joe has over 5 generations of traditional Italian food recipes from his family. And you want to go in there because the music, the ambiance, you will feel like you're in a New York-style delicatessen. Joe's Italian Kitchen. Welcome back to Robert's Mostyum Cooking Show. I'm so honored to have Chef James Welch with me today. We call him the da-di-da-di-da in our kitchen. He's a creative genius, and I'm so honored to be able to work with him. We've been having this soup simmering now. What are you going to do next, Chef?
We're getting ready to puree it. Then we're going to pass it to a china cap, and then we're going to season it and serve it.
Awesome.
Okay, it's basically done.
Okay, I'm going to cut this flame.
We're going to take our little heavy-duty mixer here.
Oh, what is this called?
Food processor.
Some people call this a boat motor.
As fast as it goes, you could call it a boat.
I'll take that from you. And you said something about a china cap.
Yes, sir. This is what we call a china cap.
Oh, yeah.
It's there's 3 different types basically. It depends on your mesh strainer. This has a medium-sized hole. There's larger holes. There's smaller holes, and there's also a chamois, which is for sauces.
Gotcha. So you folks, if you don't have something like this to use in your kitchen, you can go to the Country Gourmet. They'll get you one. So you're just basically straining out the larger pieces.
Any pulp or anything that has not been pureed,
yes,
you'd have strands of it in your teeth or something like that.
Right.
And to serve a nice soup or something like that that's been pureed, you would not like anything like that.
Gotcha. All right. This soup is awesome.
Okay. We do not season the soup until it's done, because if you season a soup like this before it's done, and when it reduces down, you have a tendency to over-salt it. So we're going to finish it at the end. We're going to add a little salt to it.
Use some kosher salt.
Kosher salt. The reason I use kosher salt is because when you're seasoning something with kosher salt, you more or less will not over-salt it compared to iodized or sea salt or something like that, which is very fine.
Yes.
I season it with salt, sweet vermouth, about an ounce.
Sweet vermouth.
Stir it around.
You folks are really getting an awesome recipe now.
And then
This
we're going to
is
pour it
awesome
into the
soup.
bowl.
Awesome. That smells just like in our kitchen, Chef.
A little bit, doesn't it,
Yes,
Robert?
it does.
And then we're going to finish it with toasted hazelnuts.
All right. So you've taken the hazelnuts and toasted them, got the skin off of them, and then just put them right in the dish like that.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
And that would be your Portabello sweet vermouth toasted hazelnut soup.
I'm sure it's most yum. Also sponsoring today's show is Gadabout's catering service. Bill and Eileen Gaddy have been catering in Charlotte area for over 16 years. They've brought this business and their family to the high country, and they will give you gourmet to go. Give them a call, please, 297-7886. Also calling the Appalachian Conference Center, 262-0020. They will give you beef fillet, high country crab cakes, anything your heart desires is their motto. Gourmet to go. Gadabout's catering service.
Hey, I'm Joe. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I live here in Boone. I'm real happy to be here. This is my father, Tony. Dad's still making the meatballs here. We serve stromboli every day. We have 4 different kinds of stromboli. Come take a look at some of my walls here. This is what we call the wall of colorful characters. Hey, come over here. Let me show you. We're going to make a cannoli. So this is Joe, and we want you to come and see us at Joe's Italian Kitchen at the Boone Heights Shopping Center behind the Burger King.
Finest cookware and perfect gift ideas can be found at the Country Gourmet in Foscoe. For 30 years, the Country Gourmet has been a destination for anything from candles to clocks, dishes to decorations, silverware to surprises, and gifts you can't find just anywhere. Make a bridal wish list or a wish list for anyone who wants to enjoy the many items to choose from. Open year-round, 10 to 5, Monday through Saturday, and 12 to 5 on Sundays.
Welcome back to Robert's Mostyum Cooking Show. Today I have Chef James Welch with me from Crippen's Country Inn and Restaurant. And once again, I just got to say, you are the da-di-da-di-da for being on this show. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Robert.
All right, we got the Portabello soup behind us.
Mm-hmm.
Now what you going to fix?
We're doing a sea scallop sandwich with the brown butter vinaigrette.
Awesome.
And we use the U10 sea scallops, which are the larger ones, fresh out of Maine. We get them phone in, FedExed in. Let's first put this on.
Okay, I'll get the flame going.
Put a little olive oil in the pan.
Alrighty. So people buying the scallops in the grocery store,
They
can
don't
just
necessarily have to have the U10s, but you definitely don't want the small calicos or anything that small, because it just will not work. You want to make it look like a sandwich. You want it because we're going to layer it. It'll be a lattice potato, which I'll show you how to make real quick.
Okay.
And let's just start this and get it rolling.
Alrighty.
All we're going to do is we're going to lightly salt each scallop. Make sure the pan's nice and warm. Then we're going to throw these in here.
I've had the honor of doing this in the kitchen before, and I'm so thrilled to be doing it here on the show today.
And while that is pan searing, we can start our plate presentation of everything. We'll put our plate down. We garnish our plates with a little bit of chopped chives. Slightly sprinkle it around. A little bit of diced tomato. And then we're going to take our last potato. That's what this is. All this is a potato that has been peeled and sliced thin, squared off, sliced thin, and then put in finger wedges. And then what you do is you lay them out and you interweave the potatoes into each one of them and bake it in the oven for 6 to 8 minutes until the starch of the potato comes out and it helps them stick together. And right before we serve them, we deep fry them to crisp them up so that they'll look like that. Okay, we serve it with the last potato.
Potato lattice. We call these fences at work.
Yes, we do. Seems the cooks recognize a fence better than a lattice. Then we're going to take, today we have some dandelion greens we're putting down there.
Oh, that's a new one on me.
You got me that lever?
Sure.
Right there in the pan. Take that. Put one sliced tomato in the center there. And now we're waiting on our scallops, which, as you can tell, when the scallops started turning brown on the bottom of the pan, it's time to turn them. You see that nice golden color you have there?
Everybody see that?
And like I said, it takes 3 to 4 minutes depending on the size of the scallop. And we're basically waiting. We like to cook our scallops medium. The reason why we like to cook them medium because you actually want to be able to taste the scallop itself. If you overcook the scallop